Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's pre-orders, and they are live. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring this video. More on that later. Alright, so we got quite a bit of chaos here as the Slaves to Darkness hit the pre-orders list. So right off the bat, we have the Slaves to Darkness pre-order collection. That is just a bundle, no actual savings on that. But we see the Battletome Slaves to Darkness limited edition coming in at $90 as expected. And then we see the Battletome Slaves to Darkness Standard Edition coming in at $55, right as you would expect, in line with the other books. So this dice set does still include 20 dice. It has the special chaos symbol on the 6 pip and $40 for those. So about $2 per die. Quite pricey for some otherwise basic dice. And then next we see the Vanguard Slaves to Darkness. So now that we have all of the prices for the individual and kits and everything, we went through, we did the breakdown on this, and it comes out to about 30% savings. So overall, it's not bad as long as you were really after like 2 to 3 of the units in this set. But right off the bat, if you were going to buy the Knights and the Choas Warriors, you were talking about 125 right off the bat. So you're paying 15 for the chariot and the character. And then next we see the Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount, $60 for him. This also builds the Eternus model as well. So there's quite a few options, some different weapons and everything for the actual Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount. And then also you have all the options to build Eternus as well. So $60 for that kit. Absolutely beautiful models. I like both of the variances here. And I did go ahead and put one of those on pre-order for myself, along with the Vanguard Slaves to Darkness as well. And next we see the Daemon Prince. So the Daemon Prince is $80, a little more than I was expecting, as the previous iteration of the Daemon Prince, although it was much worse and much older, was only $45. So this is a massive step up in price for the Daemon Prince, but the truth is the quality of this kit and the overall look of it, I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. So I'm never one to put a new model down unless it really deserves it. And honestly, this Daemon Prince is so nice. It was a little bit of a surprise on the prices. I was expecting closer to like 65 or 70, but honestly, I shouldn't be surprised at all. And then next we see the Chaos Knights coming in here. So this is the new Knight kit. These were the same Knights that were available for a long time in the Start Collecting box for Slaves to Darkness. However, they have the new sprue in there, which includes the standard, some bits to accessorize your unit champion, and then also musician as well. And in game terms, you do get quite a bit of benefits from these. So it does actually incentivize you to have the new kit. Next, we see the Choas Warriors. So these Choas Warriors are really nice. $60 for them. They have a bunch of different options as well. Again, you see a standard musician, a champion, and then you have the option for halberds or regular weapons as well. For the most part, a traditional Slaves to Darkness army is going to focus on their core units coming from the Chaos Knights and Warriors, and then just adding in the other hard-hitting stuff as well. So honestly, I think the Vanguard box is really nice because it does include at least one of each of those. And then a Chaos Lord on foot with Galician champions and everything seems pretty good. And then on top of that, you have your chariot as well, which are never bad to have. And now we do see the actual release of the Chosen individually. Again, a really, really nice looking kit right here. These are brand new. They were obviously featured in the Slaves to Darkness army box. $60 for those, along with the Ogroid Theradons as well. Those are $65, and again, they were brand new, released in that army box. Some really, really nice looking models, both these sets are. And honestly, in hindsight, that Slaves to Darkness box looks like an even better deal every single day. After seeing the price on the Daemon Prince, it really was a steal. And next we have the Chaos Lord on Karkadrak. So this model is awesome, definitely another one of my favorites. He's super chunky, very cool looking overall. And $50 for him. I wasn't sure really what to expect, but because he is on a big old beast, I think that's probably what we should have expected. I was hoping he was going to come in a little closer to like some of the comparable size models around like 42, but not surprised with the overall price increase on the Slaves to Darkness range. So really cool to see the Chaos Lord on Karkadrak offered individually now, as he is definitely a nice pickup. Oh man, and then we have the Horus Ascended. So I was really liking this model a lot, but very, very hesitant to see the price on it. And Games Workshop did say they were going to show the price on the actual Games Workshop website. $144 USD for Horus. So really cool model right here, but man, is that expensive. Now, granted, he is a Primarch, But if we look at like a comparable size Primarch from Games Workshop's range, so our closest comp for like the Games Workshop plastic range on size and status would have to be Guilliman, and the Guilliman from the Games Workshop range is like 60 or 65, as where this Horus from Forgeworld is 144. So quite the Forgeworld premium. Now don't get me wrong, this model is absolutely awesome. I am definitely a fan. He is super, super cool, beautiful detail. The paint job on this model is absolutely amazing. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of the actual display base because it just seems a little bit over the top. But that being said, it does come with a regular base as well. Here we got him on the regular base, and I think that's much better. Now, again, the difference between the display base and the actual base, massive, because if you're just putting him on display, it totally makes sense. But if you're actually trying to play with him in game terms, you need like the appropriate side base and everything. So here he is in bare resin. So we can see obviously where the various pieces go together to form this kit. Really, really nice looking kit right here. $144 is pretty insane though. I mean, this guy would be super fun to paint, but the truth is for around this price, you're getting like one of like the massive Primarchs. Like Angron is probably going to be somewhere around like 150 or 170 or something like that. So when it's all said and done, you know, it's not all about the size, but I think it definitely makes a difference. And Forgeworld prices are obviously pretty ridiculous. So very cool, but honestly, the price just kills any interest for me. Let me know if you're going to be picking that up. I'm sure there's a ton of people out there that are super psyched for this. Compared to the old Horus model, this dude blows it out of the park. Horus Ascended is absolutely beautiful and definitely a really nice model to have in anyone's collection. But do keep in mind that this is in fact resin, and that's why the price reflects it. So really looking forward to the General's Handbook pitch battle coming out here. We've seen some of the reveals and some of the content already, but definitely looking to get my hands on this. Super excited about the binding as well. I'm really glad they chose to do that again. I'm a big fan of the books come already with that nice binding. Makes them much more playable and useful on the game table. So we do see the Garro Knight of Grey limited edition book still in stock here. That is kind of a surprise. Those tend to sell out pretty quickly, the limited editions, signed by author or limited numbers. But the truth is, may just not be that popular of a character. We do also see Garro in hardback, Godeater Son hardback, Soulslayer paperback, Mortis paperback, and then the Assassinorum Kingmaker paperback. And again, we do see the chapter approved Arcs of Omen Grand Tournament mission pack still in stock as well. Last season, they had trouble with these and they were sold out like immediately, and a lot of stores didn't get any. So I'm glad to see they have taken measures to correct that, as this is the type of thing that should be in stock for at least the first half of the season. And here we see the Black Legion dice. These are nice and everything, but keep in mind they did reduce the number of dice. So now you get 15 dice, which is strange because it's an odd number. And then on top of that, they're $35. So it basically makes it so these are like untouchable in my opinion. The Exalted Hero of Chaos sold individually, $30 for that kit right there. Overall looks pretty good. I'm not a huge fan, just something about it. He just looks a little too chunky at the bottom and kind of like small at the top. But cool model, tons of cool detail and everything. And then we see Eternus, the blade of the first prince. So that is just the other half of that dual kit right there. So I did pick up Eternus just because that model's amazing. I cannot wait to paint it. And now a quick message from this week's sponsor. This video is sponsored by CMOgames.com, where you can get 15% off most Games Workshop pre-orders, and they go live right at midnight Saturday mornings. CMOgames.com offers free shipping on orders over $25 in the US 48, and most orders ship within 24 hours. CMOgames.com has been selling Games Workshop products online for more than 20 years, and customer service is their top priority. CMOgames.com carries the full line of Games Workshop products, including 40K, Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, Warcry, paints, hobbies, and tools. Visit CMOgames.com using the affiliate link in the description below so they know you heard about CMOgames.com from Warhammer Man Studios. Now, back to the video. We have the Arcs of Omen Abaddon still in stock, $60 for that. Got one of those on the way. The Space Marine Hero is still in stock as well. So, very surprising. A lot of stuff that would have historically sold out in the last year or a couple years is still in stock a week later. So, not necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, that's good. I'd like to see maybe like a little bit of the FOMO dying off. I think coming off of the Christmas holiday and big spendings and everything like that, it's not crazy to think that, we would see a little bit of pullback on some of the discretionary spending. So if you are after those Blood Angel Heroes 2023, still available, $64 for the 8 of those. and that's 1 each of the 6 and then a duplicate of 2. Another one we would have historically seen selling out was that Mercury Exultant Killzone map. Still very much in play here, $65 for that. Super cool overall and nice quality. And again, very limited edition. Typically, we would have seen these sell out in the past. So nice to see maybe some of the buying pressure coming down a little bit. And next we have the Space Marine Battleforce box sets. The late to the parties, White Scars for $210. We just skipping over here. We see Salamanders for $210, Ultramarines, and Iron Hands as well. Some nice boxes overall, honestly, especially after the recent Space Marine changes. Some of these units and boxes have become extremely relevant suddenly. At least we hope so. We'll have to see how the Armor of Contempt kind of balances out the points changes. I think overall, it will make Space Marines a little bit more of a glass cannon. They'll hit a little bit harder because they have all the excess war gear, but they're not going to be able to survive as much because they're missing that Armor of Contempt. And we do also see the Boarding Actions box set right here, all the terrain and boards you need to play the game. So $210 for that, in my opinion, overpriced. It should come with the book for $210, but instead we see it with the book $270. And then a couple of books sold out, the Arks of Omen Collector's Edition and Wrath of the Lost. That is it for this week's pre-orders. Nothing sold out so far. Looks like everything probably is going to hold up pretty well. Also, I don't think that we're going to see that same FOMO in the same way that we have recently, which is good. Everybody kind of pulling back a little bit on their buying. So that is it for this week's releases. Some really cool stuff going on there. Big week for Chaos. I'm super excited to expand onto my Slaves to Darkness army. Can't wait to one day actually get some time to work on them as well. Always like to hear back from you guys, so let me know what you're going to be picking up. What of these releases are you most excited about? What do you think about the pricing of the Forgeworld Abaddon at $144? Is that just a little too much for you, or is that still acceptable? Because for me, it's a pass. If it was much more reasonable, I might be able to get over the resin. But honestly, for a massive price and it's resin, it's a no-go for me. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check them out to save 15%. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.